You're such a fast guy, and speed's a big part of your game. When you have the hamstring, how hard is it to get back on the track when you've got that specific injury?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you need that to run fast. So without that, you can't really run fast. So obviously we were precautionary so that it was good for the remainder of the season, and I'm just happy to be back.
Is there kind of a buildup to trust that hamstring again when you return after missing so much time?
No, not necessarily. I've had a few hamstrings in my past. Obviously being fast is a thing that's going to happen. But you gotta trust your body and know what you can and can't do. And when you're ready to go, you're ready to go.
I think it was the first game back, and you ran, like, I think Next Gen Stats said it was the fastest any receiver has run in the NFL this season. I don't know if you knew that or not, but could you tell if your speed was, pretty much back right away?
I mean, I knew that before going into it. I felt back normal. So that was kind of, it wasn't like the game was like a difference from what I had been doing in practice or doing in the indoor before I got back activated or whatnot. So.
Obviously, you guys are really good on offense without Randall last year, so it's not like you guys are up a creek. But what do you guys miss about him?
I mean, obviously he's been around here for 10 years, and he's been super productive, especially on third down. I think he's like the highest rated player on third down with like a completion percentage, is like 9 out of 11 or something like that. So, obviously having that veteran guy who can, has the trust with 12, we're missing that. And then obviously just a guy in our room, so he's, a leader on and off the field, a coach on and off the field. But, he's still around, so it's not like he disappeared, and, we'll be okay.
With that, though, he stepped up when you guys were down a couple wide receivers. So what's been the mentality knowing that even though he is still in the room, you guys are going to have to produce a little bit more on the field without him there?
I mean, we've done it before. It's not anything new. We've had guys go down in our room at, every one of us has been down at some point, and we've all had to step up and play. So it's not a difference. I've missed some time. Allen has missed some time. Devontae has missed time. EQ has missed time. So everybody who's playing right now has missed time, and we've been pretty good at it. So next man up mentality, and that's kind of how we approach it.
You mentioned Randall's completion percentage. How do you view that with you? Because you're a deep threat guy, right? So it's not going to be as efficient just because so many of your targets are downfield. Is there a certain efficiency standard that you're shooting for with how deep your targets usually come?
No, I don't really care about it, to be honest. Make the play that I can make, and however they shake out is how they shake out. But I know what I can do, and I know what's my standard, and I want to make every play. So I don't really care about if it's not 100%, then it's not up to the standard. So that's how I view it. I want to make every single play that I can make.
Quez, coming in 18 with EQ, what has that bond been like, with you two kind of being on the same journey together, entering the same position and kind of that friendship over the last 4 seasons?
That's my guy, man. We're close. Hang out in the off season. We play the game together all the time. We spend holidays together. Obviously, we don't have family up here, so we spend our holidays together. And obviously, he had missed some time, last year with his injury, and the year before having to sit out the whole year pretty much because of the ankle. Just seeing him bounce back and go out there and produce has been fun. And we help each other out. We push each other. We compete all the time. We might see him comment under a picture of mine saying he's faster than me or something like that. But we have a really close bond and close brotherhood.
What do you think of the season you're having as a whole? I know it got interrupted, obviously, but as a whole, what do you think of the year you're having?
I don't know. I have to evaluate at the end of the season. And I really kind of take it game by game, and just want to continue to doing what I'm doing, and that's kind of pretty much it. I don't really look at the whole season until the season's over with.
When you have the type of game like you did in Minnesota, is it hard not to want more of that and build on that, or is it just kind of going to come and go?
I mean, I just want the ball every play. What receiver doesn't? So that's kind of the mentality. Throw it to me every play, and I'm pretty sure everyone in my room feels the exact same way. So that's kind of what you want to have as a receiver, and that's what builds the trust in your quarterback, because he knows that you want the ball every play and you're going to go and compete for it every time. And I think having that standard and having that dog mentality for all of us is great, which is why we've been so successful over the last few years.
You ever come to Aaron with that, like, hey, give me the ball more?
Every play.
Every play.
Every play. Like, I want the ball every play. Even on the run plays, throw me the ball. So that's kind of how, Devontae's the same way, so they got a guy on the other side saying the same thing, got a guy in the slot saying the same thing. Hey, I want the ball, I want the ball. What do you want to do here? Throw me the ball, So I think that's just kind of who we are. And that's the mentality that you got to have to play this position. It's just the ultimate level of confidence.
You mentioned EQ being your friend. It's been almost 4 years now since you guys joined the team. Can you think back as to how far you've actually come to where you started to where you are now, and how much advancement you made?
I don't really ever, think about, the advancement of, who we are as players. It's just more so just living in the moment and just being grateful to be here. Obviously it was snowing outside crazy today, and it's freezing cold, and it's like, man, I worked my whole life to be standing right here in this moment. So I just grateful to be living in the moment, and just to be where I worked my whole life to be. So I think that's just kind of how I approach life, and just being grateful for the now.